Something big is brewing, and the world's not ready. Behind closed doors, nations are stacking weapons, signing secret deals, and bracing for what some call the 2025 storm. Is this just global tension or the countdown to conflict? In today's video, we reveal the countries quietly preparing for war, and why their next moves could alter life as we know it. And stick around, what we uncover at the end might shock you. For decades, Japan has been known as a symbol of peace and resilience, but this image is rapidly changing. In 2025, Defense News revealed Japan shocked the world by approving a record defense budget of $55 billion, a staggering 9.4% increase from the previous year. This dramatic shift comes as the nation faces growing tensions on both its western and northern borders. To the west, China's maritime ambitions around the Saku Islands have sparked multiple diplomatic confrontations, while to the north, North Korea's missile tests are becoming increasingly aggressive. In response, Japan is not only increasing its defense budget, but also investing heavily in cutting-edge technologies like stealth fighter jets and hypersonic missiles. Additionally, Japan is bolstering its cybersecurity infrastructure to counter the rising digital threats from its neighbors. The nation's transformation is a stark reminder that Japan is preparing for a new era of military readiness, shifting from its peaceful post-war status to a powerful military force. Turkey has been steadily increasing its military capabilities, and the data doesn't lie. With a 150% increase in its defense budget, Turkey has signaled its intention to become a dominant force in the region. According to the Daily Sabah, the country's drone program, particularly its advanced AI-driven drones, has gained international attention, with exports rising by 32% in 2024 alone. These drones have been involved in key military actions in places like Libya and Ukraine, proving their effectiveness in modern warfare. But Turkey's military ambitions aren't confined to the air. Tensions with Greece over territorial waters in the Mediterranean have escalated, and Turkey has been actively involved in military operations in Syria, targeting Kurdish groups. President Erdogan has made it clear that protecting Turkey's borders is non-negotiable, and with its growing military influence, Turkey is preparing for a larger, more impactful role on the world stage. Iran's military buildup has reached new heights, with a 200% increase in its defense budget, which now totals $3.9 billion. The funds are being used to expand Iran's missile programs, naval forces, and drone capabilities. Iran has already tested advanced missiles with ranges that could threaten both Israel and US military bases in the Gulf region. In addition, satellite imagery shows that Iran is constructing new missile launch sites along its western border, ready for rapid deployment in times of conflict. Iran's influence also stretches far beyond its borders, with the country supplying over 500 combat drones to proxy groups in Lebanon, Iraq, and Yemen. This strategic use of proxies has made Iran a central player in some of the world's most volatile conflicts. Iran's growing naval presence, especially in strategic locations like the Strait of Hormuz, further underlines its aggressive stance, signaling that the country is preparing for a larger confrontation. South Korea's defense strategy is increasingly focused on countering the growing missile threat from North Korea. In response to North Korea's continued missile provocations, South Korea has ramped up its defense spending, now totaling $45 billion. As noted by the Council on Foreign Relations, a key part of this strategy is the deployment of advanced missile defense systems, like THAAD, Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, designed to intercept North Korea's hypersonic missiles. Along with missile defense, South Korea has strengthened its air force with the acquisition of F-35A stealth fighters, giving the country an edge in air superiority. To further bolster its defense, South Korea has also increased its naval capabilities, including deploying new submarines armed with ballistic missiles. joint military exercises with the United States, including the massive Freedom Shield 2024 drill, demonstrate South Korea's commitment to being prepared for any potential conflict. As North Korea continues to defy international norms with its missile tests, South Korea is building its defense infrastructure to ensure it's ready for anything that may come next. India's defense budget reached $73 billion in 2024, reflecting the country's serious commitment to strengthening its military forces. The main source of concern for India lies along its northern border with China, where tensions have been simmering for years. Satellite imagery confirms that China has been constructing new military infrastructure near disputed areas, heightening the threat of a larger conflict. In response, India has deployed thousands of additional troops to the Line of Actual Control (LAC) and has focused on increasing its naval presence in the Indian Ocean to counter China's growing influence in the region. India's investment in advanced weaponry, including modern destroyers equipped with cutting-edge missile systems, is part of its broader strategy to protect vital shipping lanes and secure its maritime interests. Additionally, India has been working closely with strategic allies in the Quad, Australia, Japan, and the United States, to bolster its defense capabilities and enhance regional security in the face of an increasingly assertive China. If you're enjoying this deep dive into global military tensions, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insights. Stay tuned as we're about to uncover even more countries preparing for potential conflict. Israel's defense strategy is shaped by its geographical position, surrounded by hostile neighbors. With a defense budget of $27 billion, Israel has made significant strides in enhancing its military capabilities. Popular Mechanics reported that the Iron Dome, a defense system designed to intercept short-range rockets, has been upgraded with new interceptor missiles to combat hypersonic threats. Tensions along Israel's northern border with Hezbollah have escalated, with over 300 rockets launched at Israel from Lebanon. In addition to air defense, Israel has bolstered its cybersecurity efforts, successfully thwarting 78 cyber attacks in 2024. Israel's military readiness is a direct response to the growing threats it faces from both regional adversaries and cyber warfare. Ukraine continues its fight for survival in the war with Russia, having allocated an enormous $48 billion for defense. As the conflict enters its third year, Ukraine's military efforts have intensified, with drone strikes targeting Russian oil facilities and disrupting supply chains. International support has been critical, with NATO providing billions in military aid. Ukraine's arms industry has ramped up production, with a 40% increase in drone manufacturing. The surge in volunteer enlistments reflects the nation's unity and resolve. Despite immense challenges, Ukraine's defense strategy, supported by Western allies, continues to focus on holding ground and protecting sovereignty against Russia's advances. According to published figures, Russia has allocated $126 billion for defense, focusing on increasing weapons production and expanding military capabilities. New bases and missile facilities in the Arctic signal Russia's intention to control the region, intensifying global tensions. In addition, Russia's alliances with China and Iran have led to joint military exercises, challenging Western influence. The military reforms, including an increase in conscription age, are aimed at preparing for a long-term conflict. With continuous military operations in Ukraine and expanding alliances, Russia is positioning itself as a major global player ready for extended military engagements. China has made a massive leap forward in military power, with a defense budget of $230 billion. The country's naval capabilities have expanded rapidly, with the addition of new destroyers and aircraft carriers. Satellite imagery shows new military bases in the South China Sea, enhancing China's influence over the region. Tensions over Taiwan have reached a peak, with China staging its largest aerial incursion into Taiwan's airspace in 2024. Cyber attacks originating from China have also increased, targeting critical infrastructure worldwide. China's growing military presence and strategic alliances with Russia and Iran signal an increasingly aggressive stance in global geopolitics. the United States has set an unprecedented defense budget of $842 billion, preparing for conflicts on multiple fronts. Its military presence spans from Europe to the Indo-Pacific, focusing on countering China's rising influence. As highlighted by the Bangkok Post, the US has deployed additional forces to Guam and the Philippines and conducted large-scale military exercises with NATO. New AI-driven defense systems have been launched to protect critical military infrastructure from cyber attacks. With its focus on global security and partnerships with allies, the US is strengthening its readiness for any potential conflict. The combination of advanced technology and military alliances ensures that the US remains a key player in global defense strategies. As tensions rise across the globe, these countries are preparing for a future where conflict seems increasingly inevitable. Understanding their military strategies is key to staying informed about the world's shifting balance of power. If you want to know more about the global impact of these developments, don't miss our next video, 10 countries where illegal immigrants in the US are coming from. Be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. See you in the next video.